There are three words that sound like discipline, like strength, like ambition, but really they are draining your self-worth every single day. Those words are, I must push harder. I used to live by them. My clients live by them. Maybe you do too. And on the surface, they sound noble, right? Push harder, hustle, grind. But if we peel back the layers, underneath isn't discipline. Underneath is fear. The fear of not being enough. I'll tell you a personal story. When I was younger, I thought success came from always pushing. I'd set impossible goals. Wake up earlier, work longer, sacrifice rest. And when I met those goals, I didn't feel proud. I just moved the finish line further. And when I failed, oh, that shame, that voice would come back. You didn't push hard enough. What I didn't realize then was that this taskmaster's voice wasn't even mine. It was planted in me as a kid. Maybe from parents, teachers, culture. People telling me I'd only be worthy if I achieved more. One of my clients is a brilliant designer, but she came to me exhausted, burnt out. She said, I don't even enjoy my work anymore. Every day feels like a test. I'm failing. When I asked her what she tells herself in the morning, I heard that three words, I must push harder. It was like those three words were carved into her brain. And no matter how much she achieved, or no matter what she did, she always felt behind. So we got curious. I asked her to keep a little journal just for a week, where she wrote down the thoughts that pop up in your head whenever she felt guilty or stressed. By day 5, a pattern showed up. Almost every entry started with, I must. I must get this project perfect, or I must answer every client immediately. I must not disappoint anyone. That's when the light bulb went off. It wasn't the work draining her. It was the constant self-imposed demand. She wasn't chasing creativity anymore. She was chasing approval. Once she saw that, we started experimenting. Instead of waking up with, I must push harder, she began her mornings with one of three new phrases. I want, I can, or I choose. And slowly, everything shifted. She started choosing projects she actually wanted, not just the ones that paid most. She discovered she could set boundaries without losing even clients. And for the first time in years, she told me, I actually feel joy when I sit down to design. So here is the shift. If those words have been stealing your joy, it's time to trade them in. Let's begin with I want. This is the voice of desire. When you say I want, you reconnect with what lights you up, not what scares you, not what fears you. I had a client who was stuck in a corporate job. He hated it. He kept saying, I must push harder to climb the ladder. But when I asked, what do you want? He actually froze. No one had ever asked him that. And when he finally admitted that he really wanted to start his own studio, everything shifted. I must turned into I want. And his life became a joy. The next one is I can. This is the voice of capability. It doesn't mean you have to do everything. It means you have the power to choose. For me, I remember the first time I swapped I must with I can, everything shifted for me. Instead of I must finish this project tonight, I told myself, I can finish this, or I can rest. Suddenly, I wasn't trapped. I had options, and options are freedom. And now the last one, I choose. This is the voice of ownership. It's how you reclaim authorship of your life. Think about it. So often we move through the day on autopilot, pulled by obligations, expectations, or unspoken rules. We tell ourselves, I must do it all, or I cannot let everyone down. And the result? We carry the weight of the world, even when half of that weight was never ours to begin with. But the moment you shift from I must to I choose, something powerful happens. Your shoulders drop, the pressure loosens. You realize you are not trapped, you are participating. I choose doesn't mean everything gets easy. It means you take ownership of what matters most today, instead of being dragged by what doesn't. It's an act of courage. It's an act of freedom, because when you say, I choose, you stop living someone else's script and start living your own. So I'll leave you with this. Next time you hear that inner taskmaster saying, I must push harder, pause, take a breath, and ask yourself, what do I want? What can I do? What do I choose? Because that's how you reclaim yourself. And if this resonates, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Maybe someone you love is still living under that whip. Let's set them free too.